Wow, I got 2 inbound. You ready to go live? Stand by. Oh, okay. Are you live? Are we live? Are we live? Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. All audio checks okay. Wow. Thermally, it's quite thermally. First truck of the day. Okay. This is Ty's 350. Malaysian 350. Right, okay. Oh. Well, Ty's behind it, yeah? Oh, there is no tie. Okay. Cannot get angry with these guys. They're only doing their job. Still tastes the same, doesn't it? Hey? Still tastes the same, doesn't it? Hey? Psst. Psst. Oi! Talking to you, son. Don't like it. I don't like it up, sir. Right, okay. So, how you doing, folks? Hope everybody's well. Slight adjustment in today's schedule in terms of what we're in terms of what we're the Condor 767 in the retro livery that we were expecting is now been put back to tomorrow, I think it is. Is that right, GP? So that's a bit of a shame. Tomorrow morning that's going to be. Is that was that 7:15 or something crazy like that? Well, you know, I fancy going for a ride tomorrow because, folks, we are 100% now. The quiz will be tomorrow evening. It will be a Saturday quiz tomorrow evening, folks. Just to let you know, we're just finishing the final bits and bobs of it. Thank you to all the pilots once again for submitting your fantastic questions. Ian, captain with Cathay Pacific. James Edgington with British Airways, first officer on the 777, 200 and 300. Of course, oh, temper. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. The wonderful Scott Bateman. Scott Bateman's MBE with British Airways, A350 captain, and of course, the wonderful Captain Dave. Oh, well, it's not German, of course. Captain Dave with British Airways, A380 captain, and of course, our very own Rich Taub American Airlines, I'm going to say he's a 330 captain because I like to say it that way, and because that's how we know him currently, even though things may be a little bit different in the future in terms of his employment with American Airlines. But let's face it, at the end of the day, any job is good, isn't it? Rather than sitting at home twiddling thumbs like. Stop it! I think it's two down there. What's that? What? The space launch? Ah, sugar lumps. What time tomorrow night? 9 something tomorrow evening. Oh, we'll be over by then, folks. Oh, this will be a great run into the quiz. Great run into the quiz. Maybe we could leave it running and run it and show it out on Big Jet TV. Is that something possible or not? Yeah. Watch it together. Watch it together as come together. Yeah, why not? Fancy that, folks? Just big shout out to Pete. What? What? Wow. Wow. Well, actually try and film it live crossing over. Well, we can have a go, definitely. I mean, if it's clear skies, that's half of the yeah, but that's fine. So we definitely start the quiz at, I reckon we can get it because we've got a quick fire round, haven't we? And the quick fire round is like 10 seconds. So that's over very, very quickly. So yeah, I reckon if we start at 6:30 on the nail, let's start at 6:30 on the nail, yeah? Instead of 7 o'clock, bring it forward by 30 minutes. It's not going to take 3 hours to do the quiz. It never takes 3 hours. Okay. Well, I think we should be ready for the launch. The only thing that we, yeah. Right. Another big thank you. Again, like I say, to all our pilot friends out there. Some who've not managed to get a question in only because their schedule's quite busy. They're away, they're flying, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. So thank you to all of them for once again submitting questions. Great questions as well, I have to say. So Turkish is approaching from the north, just about to see that approach, that Virgin Atlantic Dreamliner just coming from Shanghai. Interesting to hear that Virgin have now announced, well, from what I'm hearing anyway, hey! From what I'm hearing, sorry about that, from what I'm hearing, Virgin are now putting back their scheduled or flight, their re-emergence into any type of flying program for July, I think it is, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Any light at the end of any tunnel is a good thing, but of course, you know, not great news for the Virgin teams, because obviously, you know, they're sitting there waiting. They're just sitting there waiting for things to happen. Great shame. We just had a British Airways Dreamliner go out that had all its undercarriage down for a good few minutes after it departed, which is a great shame because not everybody's seen that, and it's a great example of brakes, I believe, that are either hot or the wheels are still spinning because the system, the auto brake system, isn't working properly. But that we shall find out in a little bit. This British Airways, I'm going to say PPE flight, Shanghai bound. Wow, Shanghai must be Ramo at the moment, man. Go on. These two. What's going on now? You know, leave it. I bought these bleeding things, look. I'll be salt licks. Brought 3 of them. Not interested. Not interested. So we do have a Wamos 747 in town, folks. Not sure whether it was repatriation or what, but it is nonetheless in town. Did she go over to the freight hub, or did she honestly, really? Okay, here we go. Easy, easy. Leave it out, son. Let's just find out. See Emirates triple over there with the blue Expo 2020. I think Expo 2020 has basically ended. Paul Rosser, how did you manage to park in that horse field? Paul, it's privately owned, and I have full permission from the owner. It's an agreement, an annual agreement that I work with the guy. Miles High, Donald Palmer, Nick McNair, Vinnie Jones, Sean J. Sidal, Timmy Toothpicks, Chris Madge, Graham Leggett. Is it gate 33? Is it? Okay, so that's out of my view. Is that Terminal 2? Is it? Did you say Terminal 2? Okay, right. Graham Leggett, Thai 777. I'll tell you what is in town is the Eastern, China Eastern 777. I think it's their freighter, possibly. Graham Leggett, Thai 777 on finals. This is the one that we've been waiting for. Vamos parked at Terminal 2, Gate 33. Roger Slater, thank you for that. Graham Leggett, Dawn Daffern, good day to you. Jordan Weir, my third cousin was on board that Vamos 747 earlier. It came from Bridgetown. So that would probably have therefore been repat flight, I'd imagine. Tony G, Miles High, Sean Sidal, Craig Wharton, John Grinham, HGC, Paul Rosser, Photozot is in the house. G'day, Photozot. I've got that Thai 777 in my sights right now, folks. We're just going to jump on it, and she should come into sight any moment soon. Graham, Bessie, good afternoon. Scott Tarpley, Dora Gerber, new member, Drew Aviation. Good day to you, Drew. Air Boss, greetings all. How's everybody doing? Michael Rosso, Cameron Knights, Tony McCall, Stephen Howard, Scott Cowell. I've seen a couple of Jet2 aircraft fly out of Manchester. One went to Glasgow, and the other went back again, and the other did a circuit over the north of the UK before returning to Manchester. Very possibly a test flight, that, just to keep the systems running, make sure that everything's working properly. Or maybe they're gearing it up for a passenger flight. I don't know. Sorry about that. Whoa, what happened there? What happened there? Yeah. Or he was just too fast. His system was too fast to... Incidentally, Ian, the Cathay 350 pilot, telling me yesterday that apparently the braking systems on the 350, I don't know if it applies to other jets, but I think the 380 and the 350 have a braking system whereby they input the details as to what exit they want on the runway, if I'm right in saying that. But basically they can input their preferred exit point, and the systems will auto brake for a specific exit, which is quite interesting. So basically, it's very much like your home, your in-car sat-nav system, which basically, obviously, a far more sophisticated version of it. But you know, input those details into the system, and it will auto brake. That was interesting that guy was where he was. Vamos 747 on radar. Sam Beck telling us frequent flyer Daniels Life, Gary Webb, Graham Leggett, Saudi 777 on finals from Jeddah. John Blower, Darren, pilot fell asleep. Yeah, possibly. Nick McNair, Debash Mode, good day. Craig Wharton, seen the Lockheed C-130 Hercules at Manchester this morning. I've put it on the fan zone. Craig Wharton, anybody want to see that? Keybond 1, missed the turnoff. Yeah, well, certainly seemed that way, that's for sure. Dingley Dell, John Grinham, Nick Engelman, Nigel Warren, Stephen Howard, David Mitchell, and Cameron Knights. Good day to you. Just popping over now to Facebook just to say hello to everybody there. See, this is what they do, mate. This is what they do. Look, this is what they do. Use it to rub their bum on it. Where's the baby, though? That's the question. Where is... No, he's not. Maybe it's asleep somewhere in a... Yeah, in a cool spot somewhere. Would like to know, I've got to be honest with you. Could be anywhere. Simon Harlow, good afternoon to you on Facebook. Neil Warman's in the house. Good day, Neil. Trish Peters. Rich Bushell. I saw a picture that Neil Warman put up somewhere this morning. What was it? Flying trash. A picture of a seagull. Flying trash or some flying bin or... Quite funny. Jeff Maslin, Bulgarian, 319, 18 minutes out. Thank you for that, Jeff. Kimberly Bond, good day to you. Richard Mortara. Elliot Reed. Michael Sam, good day. Graham Guilford, good day to you. Elliot Reed, great news about Iran Air starting flights from Manchester on the 13th of June. Yeah, I heard that yesterday as well. I don't know what the deal is behind that, whether they... oh, we've got a truck going to photobomb this one. Brian Potts tuning in from Ohio. Good day to you. Flying food bin. That was it, Neil Warman. The Warminator. So Vamos is on radar. I call it Vamos even though it's got a W at the front of it. I think the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation is Vamos, Vamos, which means come now or let's go. I think Vamos is let's go. Rich Bushell. Rich Bushell saying what aircraft will Rich Taub transition to. He's saying that it may even be 320, Captain. Look how far down the runway this guy's gone, because he's going to T2, so he might as well just run it all the way out. He's going to the last exit by the looks of it. Look at this big boy, look. Yeah, so whether Manchester have nicked that route from Heathrow in terms of Iran Air and their service, I've got no idea. Who knows what the parking fees are like at Manchester versus Heathrow and so on and so forth. Perhaps somebody could enlighten us on that one. But either way, it's good news for Manchester. Put it that way. Heathrow obviously very, very busy at the moment in light of what is happening at the moment in terms of global traffic. Heathrow apparently that 747-200 ex-British Airways 747 that we were expecting, I think yesterday. It turns out that they couldn't get a landing slot at Heathrow, believe it or not, even though we see empty skies at the moment. Oh, great. Someone's offering them carrots. Here we go. So the Vamos should taxi out from my right, I'd imagine. Rick Brooks passed Gatwick earlier. So sad to see it almost abandoned. Yeah, I mean, I saw an aerial shot of Gatwick yesterday. But how long ago that was taken, I don't know. But there's still a lot of British Airways 777s parked up at the North Terminal. So not sure. Thought he might go 777 when... yes, very true, Rich. Indeed, he may go 777 as well, which is even better. But I think... yeah, I think the 787 is the one that he's a bit unsure of just because of its location. He may have to reposition himself. But yeah, the 777, very true, is Philly, I think. What's... Oh, 787 based in Philly. Yeah, okay. So, well, to be honest with you, it's just he wrote me a very long email about his possible relocation. I won't read it out on here because of out of respect for him. But we'll have to see what happens. But thanks, Rich, for the update. David Wright, good afternoon to you. David Fever, hello to you at James Alexander Parkhouse. Oisin Bradley Moore. It's funny, before this pandemic we'd be giving out about the trucks passing as the planes landed, but now we can't know exactly. And he sent 10 stars. Thank you so much. Ian Tovey, 100 stars from Ian Tovey. Thank you, Ian. Rich Bushell, yes, 787 has a base in Philly. Given the option, I don't know. I mean, it's down to you as an individual what you want to fly. I mean, in terms of what is a fun, well, not I say a fun aircraft, but a great aircraft to fly. I believe 787. I've heard lots of good reports from pilots about the 787, of course. So yeah, okay, so quiz tomorrow night, folks. Did we say 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock, Julie? Jeff Maslin, there we go. American 777 based in LA and Dallas. So that would obviously mean, I guess, relocation for Rich. So looking like it may preferentially be either the 787 or the A320. A captain on 777. I think it was a captain on 320, first officer on the 787, and then build himself up to it. Gerard Parlay or Parl sending 100 stars. Thank you. Kerry Markham, 100 stars. Craig Zecchi is watching. Good day to you. Neil Warman, cocktail bar in Eastbourne open for business. Takeaway only, I assume, but didn't think bars were open yet. Wow. Nigel Warren, 200 stars. Thank you very much indeed. Rich Bushell, but with Philly and CLT. Love that, Rick Brooks, Bulgarian puddle jumper. Yeah, it's what my old man used to call the. I think he was when he was retired off. I think he was given the option to fly the shorts. What was the overwing shorts? Rossaline Antero is watching. Sent 100 stars. Suzanne Spadoni has sent 100 stars. Thank you, Suzanne. So let's just have a look here. Charlotte. That's Charlotte. So Philly and Charlotte. Thought you might go 777 with Philly or Charlotte. Get it? Okay, interesting. Because of course, as we are aware now that I think it's all of the three. What's interesting is that the 300s, I think, have been retired, and they're keeping all of the 200s at the moment. Wamos is just about to push back. David Fever, thank you so much for that. SD360, Richard Mortara saying there. What's that, my friend? Claire Canham, 50 stars, thank you. Nikki Dalton, all the ponies behave. Yes, they are. I've got to be honest with you, they are at the moment. Don't chew that. Just as you say that, let me just lock that out. I'll go and put a bit of Sorry, folks. You don't like it, do you? Hey? Leave it! Unbelievable. Oh my God, man. So we're waiting now. So Swiss A3, is it the A340? I'll tell you what I did see coming in earlier, folks. Sri Lankan A330. It's Charles Tomlinson, 747, going down towards Terminal 5 on the far side. So he's going to come out right down there. I'd imagine that it's going to be probably not T5. I don't think that I think T5's sort of like out of bounds for most people, but you know, it'll probably go between Terminal 3 and Terminal 5. So we should see him pop out. I doubt it. Unless of course BA are just like, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Use whatever route you want to use. It doesn't bother me. But thank you very much anyway. Okay, Rich Bushell, Jerry, 330 200s apart till 2022 if they return at all. So the 330 300s are the ones that they're, well, I'd say holding on to at the moment. So thanks for the update, Rich. Lynn Keeble, I couldn't quite get my head around that whole thing. Why would they retire the 300 variant in favour of the 200 variant? So yes, thanks for that update. Yeah, 330. Oh, if the 333s are gone and they're parking up the 200s, whether or not they do bring it back. Yeah, sorry. So I was right in saying that, but again, it's just kind of crazy how they've favoured the twos for the threes. Maybe they're newer aircraft. I don't know, but thank you very much indeed for that. Anyway, Rich Bushell giving us all that information. Steph Shim stood in the social distance queue. Audi. Charles Tomlinson, turn left after Terminal 3. Yes, indeed, that's what I'm thinking. So we should see her pop out sort of around about where the Emirates tail is, I would have thought, somewhere around about there. Here she comes now, exactly where we predicted. Well, actually, a little bit further down. She's going to come out just about there, and there she is. Look at this, folks. Wamos 747 at London Heathrow. '15 330 200s, and they are newer indeed. So there we go. There's the reason, more than likely. The 300s probably nearing their end of lease or whatever it might be. Kapil Chawla. Yes, horse problems. Charles Tomlinson. Got it. Chris Pym, good afternoon. So here's your Bulgarian 319, is it? Got something approaching from the west. It's a cruiser approaching from the west. Charles Tomlinson saying that the Wamos came in from Bournemouth. Is that right? Or is this another aircraft? No, it came in from Bridgetown, didn't it? What came in from Bournemouth then? I wonder. What's it talking about? Yeah, 747 yesterday came in from Bournemouth. Wendy van der Beek, yes, finally a 747. Well, Wendy, we've had a few. Have to be honest. Over the last week or so, we've had a fair share of 747s. Jane Alder, yes indeed. Wow, 747. Fabio Nunes, off main Fusar, sending 50 stars. Thank you. Callum Wood, good afternoon. Charles Tomlinson, Elliot Reed. Let's go back to YouTube. G'day guys. Airboss, Kevin Carter, Jazzy John, frequent flyer. It came from Bridgetown, indeed it did. Timmy Toothpicks. Sounds like a song, that, doesn't it? Andy Jones, Cargolux 747 is what we're seeing above our heads there. Is that the Cargolux with the Cargo Logic, or is that Cargolux Italia? But it's not the one with the Cargo Logic livery. Livery. Mark Appleby, Andrew Foster, good afternoon. Joe Smith, Cargo Jet Smoking Joe on short finals. Oh, that's the one we're seeing now. Saw one go out as well earlier on, so that's these guys have been busy here. Architect Design, Miles High, John Grinham, Paul MK, good day to you. Diesel 1313, James Clark, Gary Webb. Oh wow, if it wasn't for this lockdown thing keeping me at home as I'm disabled, Jerry Dara, I would come up to do a rolling horse patrol for you and chase them away on my wheelchair. Brilliant. That would be pretty cool. Thank you, sir. Mate, don't chew it. Just lick it. It doesn't matter if you lick it. I better phone the James Clark, where's the Wamos going? Good question. Is it going back to Bridgetown or to Madrid? It's going down to Madrid. There you go, James. Fletcher Perry, the English Racker. Good afternoon to you. So this guy should make a left to our left and a right to it. There he goes. Is it? Well, salt licks didn't work, did they? Absolutely bloody useless. I gotta laugh, man. They do make me laugh. I mean, what is it about licking? This is going to be an absolutely epic departure, folks, when this Wamos 7.4 comes out. Absolutely epic, man. Long and low, we're hoping, folks. Because I want to get this Wamos on full run out. Brian Stubble's new tripod was a failure. It's gone back, my friend. We are on the old tripod. Looks like we're going to go back to the original Viltrox. Just waiting for the refund. Yeah, the head. It wasn't so much the sticks; it was the head itself. Very not happy with it at all. Very sticky on the initial uptake. The micro. Oh my God! Look how quick he's gone up. That guy's empty, man. Could even see his flaps and slats retract at this rate. Go on, make a right-hand turn, mate. Make a right-hand turn. Search your side on. There we go. There's a good lad. Yeah, nice. Pretty cool. Oh, now what's that coming out? What's that coming out of? Is that a Virgin 350? I think it is. I'd be right in saying. Sean O'Sullivan, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, thank you. Yes, Stephen Richmond, Vamos is indeed Spanish for let's go. Dean Willis, flaps and slats in. Did we see that? Full tank, cyber flyer. Mark Barr, yes indeed. Quiz will be tomorrow evening, around about 6 o'clock. Sil W, thank you very much indeed. Julie, Jerry, don't know if this has already been mentioned, but this was a repack flight for cruise ship crew. For a cruise ship crew or cruise ship crews. But thank you for that, Julian. So obviously, yes, very interesting. British cruise ship crews, I'm guessing. Let's fly away, plane in the tank. Dean Willis, flight radar 120. So she's at 12,000 feet already. Chris Scapaloo, thank you very much indeed. Jay, still perfect view of it at 15 kilometres away. Fantastic! Wow. Yeah, I mean, I remember when we tracked the United 747 on a retirement flight out of London Heathrow, and that she was about 15 miles away before we lost her. But yeah, this camera's just great for what it does. You know, brilliant value for money, it has to be said. Julie, the ships were in Barbados and the European crew have been flown to London and then will go onwards through Europe. Leave it! Flipping heck, man. Marside question 2. He's doing his own quiz. A pair of Qatar 777s inbound. Wow. Just got a little... Lufty 320 Neo, I think that is, just on his way out. And here we have, I think, good to see a Virgin 350 flying. Aer Lingus 320, 13 minutes out. Qatar 777 next in. I've got him visual. Logan Air in from the Isle of Man at 6:05. The Queen is coming round. The Queen is coming round. Let's see if anybody knows where them lines are from. Okay, A340 leaving Bournemouth, PPE flight. Yes, Jeff Bundy, that will most definitely be. She'll be empty, heading to wherever she's heading to pick up PPE. Good afternoon, Chris Roscoe P. Coltrane. Good afternoon to you, Dean Willis, flying through flight level 130, was on 4,220 feet per minute. Wow! Michael Hannibal, 350 or Hannibal, sorry, Hannibal, 350, 1,000 off to JFK. This one. Lots of fuel on board, but she's going up quick. XWBs are singing. Jay, best looking plane in the sky. Well, she is a good looking jetliner, isn't she, eh? Yeah, I wonder if they look like they're right on target to meet up. Let's just make sure. I'll follow this one for a little bit. Oi! Okay. Got Emirates 777 One World. One World. Expo 2020 livery. Well, it's definitely Expo, isn't it? Don't think that's happening anymore, unfortunately, for all the folks who were planning to be at Expo. It's a pretty major. It's a bit like the Olympics, really. The Expo to host the Expo is a pretty major deal. So much so that they obviously carried the logo for a number of years, or at least 2 years on the side of their jets. And now, what's happening to it? Kathy Hollis, sorry. Gaz Grill. Watching planes is just great. Gaz, you've got it right on the nail there, mate. So hearing that China are opening up literally to 8 countries. Thanks for that. UK being one of them, of course. So this guy possibly rolling it all the way out as well. Don't forget, we'll be on the Northern Runway operations next week, folks, from Monday onwards. Oh, interesting. So he's going T4 or down to freight to cargo. Is this a 300 or is it a 200 freighter? Or is it just a 200? It wouldn't be a 200 pax, it'd be a 200 freighter. Looks pretty stubby, so I'm thinking that is a 200. Yeah, there it is, 200 Qatar cargo written on her. Didn't realise what, GP? Oh, okay, usually won the 350, you mean? Oh, the 330 freighter. Right, I'm with you, yeah. Yes. Paul Rosser, thank you. 200F indeed she is, with the rate to wingtips on it. Scott Tarpley, weather's still looking good for next week. Be great if they were on, well, to be honest with you, don't mind if they're on 09 operations out of the Northern Runway, because we haven't really done that yet. Keith Cornell saying a big shout out, thank you for the Lakenheath show. Indeed. Another military show coming up next week, folks. Oh, here we go. No undercarriage. There we go. This is it. This is it. looks so odd. Sorry folks, sorry, I've got to adjust my position. Dirty configuration. Because I believe a different flap setting than what they would be used to when they're bringing the aircraft in, and of course most of the time the undercarriage, whilst the undercarriage is down on approach, that'll be more or less in a straight line when they start to extend the undercarriage, and the flaps and the slats, there they go, they're closing now, they're still, are they up now? Still down? There it goes now. Wow. So I think that's hot brakes, folks. Wow, look, all that time in the Qatar 777 took all that time to get for the undercarriage to go up, and the Qatar triple has landed and taxied off. Rick, architect, hot brakes. I think you'll find hot brakes, my friend. It's a standard procedure. Sometimes, I mean, we did have James with Virgin Atlantic telling us last year, an A330 pilot, that apparently the auto lock system, once the aircraft leaves the runways, it lifts up before the undercarriage is retracted. The wheels have to be stopped, basically, because otherwise, obviously, you get vibration whilst they're going up into the housing, and also as they're so you get vibration, but also so there's two reasons. The A330, the reason for the A330 was the auto braking system was defective, whereas that Dreamliner, I think you'll find is probably hot brakes, but which is quite surprising, really, because she's only taxied out from Terminal 5. So it does make you wonder whether it might be just the systems on board when you go for gear up, whether the systems say no, computer says no, we're not having any of that, we want to leave the gear down for a little bit because the brakes are quite hot, or the wheels are still rotating. I don't know which way it might be. Emerald Block, BAE 146 heading into Northolt. Wow. BAE 146 heading into Northolt. We should get that, you know. We did get that the other week, didn't we, Gilly? BAE 146 going into Northolt. Have I missed it, though? I may have missed it. Wow, John Lewington saying, my daughter, lawyer in Dubai, says Expo 2020 status is postponed. Wow. I mean, what a shame for everybody who's put so much work and effort into it. You know, the guys in Dubai can swallow that, no problem at all. But the people that are planning to... Is he? Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. Hold on a minute, this is a long run out for this triple. And sometimes before the undercarriage retracts, which is something that we see a lot of on the 777, because it's got that tri-cart undercarriage. Here we go. Sorry, Gilly, I didn't catch any of that at all. Last bit I heard was Cardiff. It was just screaming over my head. I didn't catch any of it. What was it? That one that's just gone out is oh, okay. Oh, there's the baby. Look, where's he come from? Okay, so that, thank you. Who was that, Jenny, who gave us that info? Oh, right, okay. So that MK Mike Kilo, that triple James Shepherd, gave us the info on that particular 777-200, which has been, all the seats have been taken out, and she's been converted to a sort of like semi-cargo, I'm guessing you could say, but just allowing more space in the cabin for boxes of PPE. Sean O'Sullivan, gear retract. Did I use another term? Craig Walton loves an MD-11. Where is an MD-11? Do we have one overhead or something? We got something I'm missing here. Yeah, the gear, undercarriage retracting. Yeah. Is it right? Emirates 777-300. Looks like she's got a belly load of freight. And of course, hearing yesterday that a number of these flights are also just utilising the opportunity to carry belly freight, and the odd, literally the odd few repats, like 7 people on board, 14 people. On yesterday on the Etihad 777, 14 people were coming here and 7 going out, or it might be the other way round, I don't know. But David Carter, crazy time here in the States. Indeed it is. Crazy time wherever we are, folks. But one thing you can guarantee is that Big Jet TV will try and keep you entertained. Come on, girl. Go long. Yeah, this is long. Oh my God, this is long. Yeah, I guess undercarriage gear. We're talking about like bonnet and hood, you know, that kind of thing, isn't it? You know, in the trunk, in the boot, as we say over here, in the boot. Sling it in the boot, son. There's your MD-11, tracking to the north, I think it is. Nick McNair looks amazing in that blue sky. Great to bring you these pictures, folks, live on Big Jet TV. Nowhere like it in the world. Mark Appleby, yes indeed, I've got that MD-11. I'm gonna zoom in on it soon. I've got him in my sight. Cessna 182 Newquay to London Heathrow apparently. Cessna 182. Huh? Buster Brown. Buster, he hold the beat with a rock steady beat. But not on street. Ghost ship. Is that the MD? Not trailing a centre. Oh look, Finnair. Oh, did you hold on a minute? I'll come back to it in a minute because it's Ghost Ship at the moment. Ghost Ship. Live on Big G TV. Look forward to the day when they bring their. Well, I say that look forward to the day, but it's quite interesting because seeing some of the operators bringing in bigger aircraft when normally we'd expect their narrow body stuff, you know, like the 320s and the minibuses and stuff like that. You say this is Lufty, yeah? Is this Lufty MD? Or is it a FedEx, is it, maybe? Now you can see the FedEx on the side quite clearly. Yeah, nice. Wow. .346. Okay. Well, he's climbing out of Bournemouth. He's climbing out of Bournemouth. Okay. That would be a good one to catch, mate. Directly at me or what? Let me just have a look. Okay. 35,000 feet, that FedEx MD-11. Chris P. mad work. Okay, well, he might not trail at this point in time. That's the only problem. If it isn't, then you say he's over Woking, yeah? Yeah, he's not going to be trailing yet, is he? So I'm only going to see him when he passes my position. So you need to keep me posted on that because he won't be. Amanda Klisnarova, thank you, great shot, loving the shot. Seeing off this blue over Woking now, Paul MK. She's at 22,000 feet, folks, so she won't be trailing any vapor at this stage. So I'm going to have to visually pick her out with me mince pies. But I need to know if she's directly over me or if she's to my left slightly or to my south or to my north ever so slightly. Don't you know? Graham Leggett coming up from the south. What is her route? And where she's heading? Just gone over Chertsey. Oh, there she is. I've got her. Now the problem I've got is I can see her in my eyes, but I can't. Oh, flipping it! Hold on a minute. There it is. Gutted. I couldn't. Yeah, so did I, mate. She's right over the top of me. It's all right. I'm going to get her. I'm definitely going to get her. I'm definitely going to get her. She's literally right vertically above me, man. I'm going to have to actually adjust this so that I can get a little bit more rake. Come on, girl. Let's be out of here. This is one of those, man, where it's nigh on impossible. I just can't see whether I'm in focus or not either. Oh, she's banking as well, Darn it. She's going. Oh, man. What a shame, mate. What a shame. You see, the problem I've got, folks, is I've got a monitor, and now she's definitely gone. I've got a monitor that is tiny, and all I'm pointing at is blue sky, and I'm trying to find a pinprick, literally. What a shame, man. Thank you, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah. Professor Brown. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. What a shame. Great, she started trailing now, that was a shame. But folks, we are in touch with the guys, everyone involved in that project, and they do have stuff coming up, which we are planning to do a show with those guys down at Bournemouth. We just need to put the whole thing together. Literally line up all the slots, so to speak, because trust me, it is very complex. There is a very complex line of links in the chain when it comes to doing something like a charter flight, because there's a broker, there's the charter company, there's the handling agents, there's the airports, there's the owner of the aircraft, there's the ground teams, there's the security teams. There's so many links in the chain. You need all those links to come together and work together, and that's why, people, it's so easy for saying, well, why don't you just go and do something, go up to so and so and do this. It's like, it is a lot of organisation to be done, and you need to make sure that you're doing everything. You're talking about going airside at airports, which even at a place like Bournemouth, where you wouldn't think it would be too bad in terms of security passes and so on and so forth. But if it was easy, then then you're open to threats, basically, which we need to keep that right the way down. And talking about security, interestingly enough, I was approached by a company yesterday who were very impressed with the Cargo Logic piece that we did, mentioning the security teams on the ground and the fact that that aircraft was mothballed overnight and was going out the next day. So whilst it's on the ground overnight, it needs to obviously be looked after by somebody. So very interesting stuff that goes on behind the scenes that not a lot of people are aware of. Jackie B, it's 5 o'clock, done for the day, so time for a cheeky Estrella. I think that's a lager, a beer. Karen Corcoran, saw a plane today, not sure what it was. Saw a plane today. Is that I'm sure there's a song there somewhere. Gareth Davis, good afternoon to you. Justin from work, and it's a sunny weekend ahead. Gareth, great. Hope you've had a great week of working, my friend. Jamie Reese, NHS A346 just left Bournemouth for China. Jerry just caught both of them last week as I'm only 15 minutes away from the airport. Yeah, folks, I mean, I have looked into the option of going down to the airport and live streaming it from the fence. Something that I don't want to do because I believe that Bournemouth are a little bit unsure about things like that happening. So you don't want to be upsetting people, basically, at the end of the day, just turning up and filming. I like to try as much as I can to give as many people as much prior notice as I can in terms of, the fact that I'm going to be there. And even when I do that and they say, yeah, that's fine, we still get a visit from the local authorities or the police or the security teams, whoever it might be, because there's just been an overlap in terms of people being informed. So, it's something that we're on top of all the time, constantly. Oh, the NHS plane is trailing. Oh, it is, look. Bloody typical. Okay. We're not going to get it, though. There she is up there. Very blurred, very, that's a shame. It's over Chelmsford in Essex, that, folks. It's a long, long way away. Long, long time ago. Cap Corporal Scott Tarpley, Synopsis Blue, just reading up on the ex-Virgin A340. Great to see that it's been put to good use. The company that bought the aircraft has bought 3 of them. The plan was, and of course still is, that those aircraft will be put on as charter for charter flights. Now, what that basically means is that, let's just say, for example, Mr. Smith, he's got a company and he's got to get 300 of his employees, or let's say 200 of his employees, out to Dubai to fly to visit the expo. He's got a company; they're exhibiting there. They've got a tremendous amount of expertise and personnel that need to get out there. So they will basically charter that aircraft, and that is what those 346s have been bought for. But it just so happened that those aircraft were due to be retired anyway. So the deal was on the books before CV19. However, the gentleman that owns the company basically decided to utilise the aircraft on behalf of the NHS, and of course for other PPE runs as well. As well as the NHS, you're talking about nursing homes as well, folks. Anywhere where there is urgent need for medical supplies. So that guy I've got Alitalia pushing back, Alitalia A330 pushing back. Wow, iced Pims. Oh, leave it out. On Orange Street. Shoving me off my feet. The lifeboat is erupting. So I'd imagine that the Qatars will possibly... Where's that Swiss 330? It is their 330, I take it, or is it their 340? Sorry, it's their 340, isn't it, that's coming in? Is that right? Andy, we do have smiling horses today, my friend. But not on Orange Street. Okay, inbound. She's inbound. Logan Air inbound, apparently. Or is that Logan Air coming out? Chris Pym watching this and playing Call of Duty. Who said men can't multitask? Wow. Look out behind you, son. Joyce Stanford, good afternoon to you. Joyce Stanford, Jonathan Pyle, Fabio Nunez, Chris Pym, Jane Alder, Othmani Fuza. Thank you, Othmani. Hope I got your name right. We've got Alitalia's A330 on its way out. Chris Ranking, Swiss A340 delayed, now due in at 6:16. Oh, okay, so we got a... No? Okay. Okay, Jane Alder saying runway visitors opening in Manchester Airport, opening on Monday. Okay, Chris Wiseman, be a little bit clearer on that, Jane, if you could. Runway visitors to runway airport opening on Monday. Is that what? I thought it was already open. Visitors centre, perhaps. Is that the visitors centre there, Jane, where they obviously house Concorde? Great place to visit, folks. Isn't it called the VPK or something like that? The RWP, the runway RVP, Runway Visitors Park. That's it, the RVP. Hayden saying I watch Big Jet TV whilst playing brilliant Xbox. All them XW, all X, Ys and Vs, and control this and flipping that. Mark Lethbridge is watching. G'day, Mark. Hope you and the family are well. The great Mike Lethbridge. Chris Rankin, thank you for that. Kimberly Bombay Sapphire. Okay. Talking about lots of people getting on the booze. I've got a drunken audience. Yeah. Ooh. So folks, just to let you know that the quiz has been put back to tomorrow. Now we do have the SpaceX launch tomorrow, so the plan is that what we'll do, Jilly, I'll fire it up on the PC and we'll all watch it together on the PC and just join in together. Sorry about the belching, folks. I'm finishing off a can of Coke here, by the way, if you were picking up on that. Yeah, okay. Hey, Alitalia. Hey, how you doing? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Lynn Keeble. Jonathan Parle. When do you think F1 will be back? Well, I'm hearing, Jonathan, that the British Grand Prix is on, but I think it's behind closed doors, which is going to be a little bit... I'll be honest with you. I think Formula One will get away with it because you very rarely hear the audience anyway. You never hear the crowds. You do, if something good is happening, somewhere like the last turn at is it Brooklands? I think it might be Brooklands, where the cars are relatively slow. And you get to hear the crowd cheering, but other than that, Formula One isn't really a crowd cheering. What is peculiar is watching a football match, a proper football match with no people in the stadium. It is peculiar, but I'm surprised that nobody has come up with a system yet where they've sort of taken previous matches and created a soundtrack, which, you know, if you've got somebody in a sound room, or you've got a number of different sound engineers, and you had you adapted the sounds for, like, you know, a foul, like an oh, or a oi, or a yeah, you know, all that kind of stuff, or when they're on the attack, you know, that kind of thing. Surely it'd be quite interesting quite easy to do that, wouldn't it? And then you wouldn't have to play it out at the stadium. You just play it out like Gilly does, like multiple feeds. You know, you just have a feed for audio, you play the feed out, some bloke in the, just as they make a break, just make sure that they're all, you know, at their post and alert, so that when one team does a breakaway, they, you know, and you could even take an old game, let's just say, for example, who are Liverpool playing, Gilly? Is it the Merseyside derby, isn't it, on Everton? So Everton and Liverpool have played before, haven't they? So if you were to take the Everton-Liverpool audio from the previous match, yeah, and just and split it up into separate files, like attack, goal, foul, that kind of thing, you know, and then chance, just general chance, because most of the game you've got song going on, haven't you? You got songs going on. Do you know what I'm saying? Or are you just not interested? I just think that from a, you know, from a production point of view, I think it would be quite an interesting thing to investigate. Guy Martin say, good idea. Well, I think it's just pretty, like, you know, I think it's a no-brainer, isn't it? You know, surely the likes of Sky and BBC and all those guys could go, right, okay, so we're playing out the live show, but if we've got, it doesn't matter if it's slightly out of sync, does it? Does it matter if it's slightly out of sync? When you say, you know, if you've got, surely during a game you'll have at least 10 to 15, or referee and all that sort of thing, all that kind of thing. You'd have like 10 to 15 of those, so you could sort of like definitely mix them up so that it's random. It just, you know, when you hit the button, it hits a random one, so it obviously won't play the one that it shuffles them, basically, a bit like iTunes, you know. So every time the guy who's got the breakaway button, he hits the breakaway button, it randomly selects one that hasn't been played out recently, and if you've got 15 or 20 of them to play out throughout the 45 minutes, then, you know, I don't know, it might work, and that way we sort of, like, you know, at least get the atmosphere, because that's what football desperately needs with a game like this. I've watched a couple of the Bundesliga matches, and I'll be honest with you, it's still good to watch, don't get me wrong, because it is contact sport and blah blah blah, but without the crowds, it kind of you can obviously feel it's missing. So it's a bit like when they brought in the new engine era for the Formula One cars. It was a bloody nightmare, still is, to be honest with you. Nothing like the sound of a V8 or a V12 singing its heart out. Look how quick he's gone up now. .330 is also pretty common for having the brake dust, trail of brake dust behind it. See that great wing profile now. The typical Airbus wing profile, where it dips before it goes into the wing root, or the fairings that are basically around the wing where it joins the body of the aircraft, known as the fairing. Aim, but more. Italy being one of the countries, sorry folks, Italy's being one of the countries that China have, I think because they have such a very strong leather trade with Italy, because of the cars and seating and basically manufacture of leather goods. Oh look, he's leading the pack. There's something going on, look. Look, here they go. Oh, bye then. You're not interested in the van anymore. Someone's turned up with something, I think. I don't know. No, little baby. Look at her. Yeah, bye then. Thanks for coming. United. Is that a 10 or is that a 9? That's a 10, isn't it? Yeah. Read all about it. That A330, the Guy Martin telling us. Good to see you, Guy. Is Irish registered. Wow, that Alitalia. Hey, how you doing? Nick McNair, yeah, bored of me. Just had enough of chewing on the van. Thanks for that. Cause £8,000 worth of damage, and then you know, actually chewed the rubber seal around the window. Not doing any damage to in terms of its use, but definitely thanks for that. See right through these engines, man. And there's not trucking away. Trucks, eh? Paul Skilling, Condor's not coming in tonight. Paul is coming in tomorrow morning. It's a 900, is it? Okay, it's not a 10, right? Okay. Wow, delivered last month. Wow. So delivered during CV19, and I seem to remember hearing something about that. 777 Eva Air just over the Netherlands, inbound London Heathrow, 37 minutes. Nobby Clark. 18 years of what? She's a -9. Dan the man. Thank you, Dan. Dreamliner 787 telling me that it is a 787-9. Just looked from an angle. Sometimes it's kind of difficult as it's turning on to judge the length, because at the end of the day, the only difference between the 9 and the 10, the 8, 9 and 10 is obviously the length. But sometimes it turns so quick, it looked like a 10. But and of course we've seen the 10 in the new colours recently as well. So Jazzy John saying Air Canada, 787 Asiana A350, great flights. Rab H tuning in from Scotland. How you doing, lad? Oh no! Mr. Rhymes. Don't know why they all headed over there, to be honest with you, but there you go. Cessna 182 still en route over Bournemouth now. Wow. Cessna 182 is inbound from Bournemouth. Okay, interesting. Andy Kitson, UPS 747 north of you. UPS 747 north of me. Is that in there? What's that? Oh, that's something just floating in the sky. I don't know if that is a... Let's just get my bearings right. Okay, so it's just over the... Don't like it. Not that one. Okay, 7879 turning on. Just gonna turn and burn. Just getting 22 here at Heathrow. 25 in Brum. Scott Todd, please say. Chris Scapaloo. Scotland is, I believe, they've relaxed the lockdown now in Scotland, which is great to see or hear. Miles high, 31 degrees and humid. Wow, Amanda telling us that Chinese 787-8 from Wuhan, 38 minutes or 30 minutes out. I think the temperature is slightly less due to the just due to the wind, because it is quite there's quite a breeze here, it has to be said. Let's see, this one. Get a good look at her anyway. That's right. Now this has had a long taxi. Someone else taxiing out as well. What's this? Easterly's next week. Okay, so Easterlies again next week, continuing on. So that will be 09 left operations. Andy loving it. Good afternoon, Kevin Carter. United States! I love all the different ways that people write it. Okay. What's interesting is that this guy is holding at the roll-on point. Is this little Cessna that we're perhaps... no? He's waiting for something. BA 789 to Toronto. I think this one here that we're talking about, Paul Skilling, thank you. Mark Costigan. By the way, yes, Mark, thank you for your wonderful cards, both for myself and Jilly. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate it. And yes, indeed, I will be taking advantage of meeting up with you in Ireland next time I'm out there. Thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate it. Arrived this morning. James Clark. James Clark saying, I like the United new paint job livery. Yeah. I think we all do. I think it's one of those ones that's sort of like, yeah, okay, we like that. That'll do, you know, carry on. Whereas for me, SAS is like, what have you done? You know, it's the engine cowls. Everything else is fine. It's just the engine cowls. That little flash of blue around the nacelle kind of makes it look like it's, you know, standby replacement engine cowls. Peugeot Dude Wifey. Upgraded membership to executive. Peugeot Dude Wifey. So I believe that's probably somebody who either works for Peugeot, loves Peugeots, and that's his missus. Maybe. Mark Appleby, Kevin Carter, good afternoon to you. Dreamliner 787. This 787 off to Toronto. Lufthansa A320 Neo already over Germany. Thank you for that. Keith Cornell. Ian McDermott, water companies will be saying there's a drought next year. Well, we'll wait and see. Apparently the warmest spring we've had in many, many years, or like of all time. I don't know which it is. Jordan Weir, Paul Skilling, giving a shout out to Peugeot. Craig Wharton, good afternoon. Mike Appleby, waiting for Loganair from the Isle of Man. There we go, that's what he's waiting for. And there it is. I've just about got him, little pinprick in the sky, which I'm not even going to bother trying to pick it up at the moment. Good afternoon. Peugeot Dude Wifey, good afternoon to you. Ashley Perez. Andrew Smith, Swiss 343, 45 minutes out over France currently. Thank you for that, my friend. Chris Scupaloo, MJB 2608, telling us that is indeed Loganair. And now I can see it's over wing design. Interestingly enough, what I was led to believe a long, long time ago, I remember when I was doing the IL-76 show, which was good 3 years ago now, talking about the anhedral and the dihedral wing. That is all down to the angle, basically. So anhedral is a downward angled wing. Dihedral is an upward angled wing, and that is basically the majority of aircraft that you see when you look at them. The wings are angled upwards in a dihedral angle, whereas the anhedral is the likes of you know, the C5 Galaxy, the IL-76 Antonovs and that sort of thing, and also possibly even this ATR 42, I think. JB Trip reports. Good day to you, JB. Welcome to Economy. Keith Cornell, Mars High, Paul Skilling, Sin Office, Rab H and Jackie B. Give a shout out to JB. Good afternoon to you. Harsh Meta, Vinnie Jones, BK Pat. Ian McDermott. always, as per normal, new members getting a great warm welcome from our current members. Always, that will always happen. That's the great thing with our channel. No riffraff. It's as easy as that. There is no riffraff on our channel. If it ever emerges that there is, we deal with it basically, because we won't put up with it. Simple as that. So I think this is this is the ATR 42 with Logan Air. Quite what it's being utilised for, I don't know, folks. If that's a domestic flight, obviously within the UK, so Isle of Man, whether it's passenger or whether it's possibly because they have. Yes, right. It's taken the Flybe route, I think. Yeah, it's taken the Flybe. Yeah. Aaron Griffiths, welcome to Economy, Aaron. Good to see you here. The Big T, no hooligans yet. JB saying, I just had the Air China flight CA937 from Beijing just fly over my house 5 minutes ago. Wow, that's the inbound. That's the inbound to London Heathrow. Is that JB? I think it is. Mark Appleby, yeah, it is amazing. I have to say, it is amazing that there are some very. I have to say, I feel sorry for them. I've got to be honest with you. I do feel sorry for them because they're obviously very sad and lonely. Don't have any mates, you know. But they're prepared to spend money purely so that they can put a thumbs down on here. It does make me laugh because it's the same 2 or 3 or 4 people. It is literally that little collective of very sad, lonely, troubled people, which is quite funny. And I say, let them carry on. Let them carry on, because I mean, there's nothing you can do about thumbs down, you know, in any environment. But when you've got members who you know, these guys, it's me they don't like, folks. It's me. It's nothing to do with the channel, nothing to do with the people that are members. It's just me, because they don't like me as a person, which is fair enough. You know, you can't be loved by everyone. Don't expect to be. But you know, it is quite funny, and we know they are as well. That's the great thing. Oh, they moved Logan Air to London Heathrow due to the closure of London City. There we go. Is that Hodgie who said that? Oh, Roger. Okay. Roger. Now that's a nice, clean 787 going out. I don't know if you've just joined us, but I don't know if you saw the 787 that went out with its undercarriage still, or its main gear, its mains, or its gear, I should say, not the mains, because the mains are the centre belly undercarriage, but the undercarriage itself, obviously, mains and the front gear. But we had one going out with its gear still retracted. Or gear, sorry, still extended. Retracted. Didn't retract its gear for quite some time, probably about 2 minutes. So is this the Air China inbound now? Mark Shelsher, good day to you. Welcome to Economy, Mark. Mr. Right, no derby flaps indeed. Gareth Davis, Sionoff is blue. Ron De Jager, welcome to Mark, Amanda, Klesonorova, Aaron Griffiths. Hello everyone, love this channel, keep up the great work. Aaron, thank you very much indeed. Hope you got your name right there. Amanda, thank you. TCC, very smooth shot like a British Airways ad. Kevin Carr, one of the idiots, paid 99p to send a message last week. I know it wasn't actually 99p. It was £1.99. It was so brain dead. It didn't even realise that he could have done it for 99p. Gary McIntosh, Air Canada and KLM and Turkish coming from the east cruises. Oh, thanks for that, mate. Coming from the east. Oh, there's one of them. Okay, we can. I think that's KLM. Just looking at it, I think let's quickly grab it. And then I'll come back to it. I don't know what that was. Was that Delta? Or was that United in the new livery? Eva Air 777 inbound, thank you for that, Steve Green. What's this then? Let's just have a little look. It's a 3. That's a triple, isn't it? That's a triple, isn't it? Is this the Eva triple? No, that's a 330. That's a 330. Sorry, my apologies, folks. See, Michael telling me that's Air Canada. Oh, that's Air Canada. That's the Trash Bandit. Okay, to my right. Thank you for that, Michael. Odette is in the house. China Southern 787, 18 minutes out seeing off this blue telling us. So, what is this? Is this the... Thanks, Scott. Seeing off us. This is China. This is the China. Okay, thank you. Gareth Davis, JB Trip Reports, thank you. JB, A330, 200, A330, Aaron telling me, yes, thank you. China 332, Dora Gerber, thank you. Dora, Colin Wainwright, good afternoon to you. Jane Ballet! Truck, and another truck. Just a ghost ship at the moment, but that is your Air Canada Trash Bandit. That one there. KLM. Oh. Just make out the white tail. Is that KLM triple, is it? Sorry, folks. Oh. That's Dreamliner 10, okay, sorry. See the stabilizer unit. The entire rear horizontal section of a modern aircraft, modern jetliner, should I say, is actually a movable part, you know. It's not just the elevators that move, folks, it's actually the entire horizontal stabilizer system that works. Of course, the elevator itself is the part that moves quickly. The horizontal structure is something that the autopilot will will trim the aircraft out during flight to make sure that that it's travelling and flying in the most the best what's the word? Flying. I'm going to think of it now. I'm just going to think of it. Just stand by a second. The best. Aerodynamic position in the sky, positions it in the sky in the best aerodynamic way, I'm guessing is the right thing, because once the elevators once the aircraft's taken off, the elevators basically are kind of not really used much anymore, other than for the aircraft to climb out very steadily. But then the horizontal stabilizer system, as you can see on the 747 there, will cut in. You can see that one there. You can see the whole thing basically moves at angles. You can see it more clearly there. So you can see how it can move up and down. And in fact, that is the problem that they had with the Max, is that the systems wouldn't talk to each other properly. The stabilizers kept pushing the aircraft down. I think I've got this one here. This must be the Turkish, and I mean that most sincerely, folks. In the best attitude, I think is the right word. Best aerodynamic attitude. Those stabilizers are controlled by the autopilot system, I think. Yeah. Over the top, and look at him cruising. Just grab him. Great, it's Hello Kitty, wasn't it? Wouldn't it be great if it's Hello Kitty? Claire is watching. G'day, Claire. Lynn Keeble, good afternoon to you. Wesley Pierre. You can trim out the stabilizers manually. Oh, okay, you can trim out the stabilizers manually too. I think that's with the wheel, isn't it? Isn't that right, Wesley? I think it's actually a manual control with the wheel to stabilize to manually control the stabilizers, but it isn't something that is generally used other than, you know, if you need to, there is the option there to manually control it, I believe, anyway. Chris Pym, good question. How does, just out of interest, obviously, Chris, I'd imagine that's just the technology of the materials that are built into the tarmac that they use for the runway. But yeah, I mean, a great question. Of course, you know, in extreme conditions, you will get melting, or at least a softening of the tarmac macadam. But I think the runway surface is actually more of a concrete, more concrete than it is not concrete, but the combination of materials is built to withstand obviously a heavy pounding from the aircraft just to start with, but then of course all different weather conditions, freezing up to boiling. So yeah, good question that. Do they ever spray it down as such, so to keep the surface doesn't break up? Don't think they spray it down, Chris. I don't think that's something that they do. I just think, obviously, you know, they have a system of sort of almost like you know, the ground penetrating radar that you sometimes see being towed behind vehicles when they're scanning a specific area of field or something like that, or even underwater, the radar systems that they use that drag it behind a vehicle. I think they may use something equivalent to that on the runways, just to have a monthly or bi-monthly or however long the checks might be. But yeah, good question that, and something that would be very interesting to find out exactly how it works. Mandy Davis, good afternoon to you. Wesley Parr, yes. Wheel on the centre console, yes, indeed. Somebody just waved at me, did they? Someone? How'd it come? Oh, okay. Missed it. Or missed her. Hopefully I waved back. Sorry if I don't. Oh wow, look at that turning. On the turn. Look at that. That's pretty cool, man. So I think that is the Turkish, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because the Air Canada and the KLM have just gone past. They were sort of like side by side, and Turkish was behind them. But yeah, that's quite a big directional change. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely the Turkish. That's a big jet, that is. See him, look? That's a big jet, that is. Just a wasn't a major directional change, but if you look at where his vapor was to where he is now, it's made about a 5-7 degree mind that. Stupid boy. Is this the little thin air coming out possibly? Link Eagle, good. Wesley Parr, when you're hand flying the aircraft, you'll want to trim it out correctly to ease the workload. Otherwise, you can start fighting it. Yeah, of course. And of course, the auto systems does that, I would imagine, because that's why when sometimes when you see when you're on an aircraft and you're sitting on the wing during the entire flight, even if it's a long haul flight, you will see the flapper on moving in very small increments. That's just basically the autopilot system keeping the aircraft trimmed out and moving in the right direction, because obviously it's fighting and battling against crosswinds, headwinds, tailwinds, all sorts of things. And it will be doing the same with the rear stabilizer as well, keeping everything trimmed out nicely so that you as the passenger get a comfortable ride. Oh, this is Bulgaria, is it again coming out right? Sorry, folks. Ah, who's writing that and where? Okay, let's just have a little look here. New members, Kenneth Story, welcome to Executive, Kenneth, and Chris Birkin, good day to you, welcome to Executive as well. So somebody's saying here, being in the construction, Harsh Meta saying, being in the construction industry, especially for airports, the runway has more asphalt than concrete, which gives it the capability to expand in those hot days and not to crack in the winters. Yes, indeed. Obviously, it's a very fine line in terms of the materials that they use. Indeed, Harsh, thank you very much indeed for that. Love to do some kind of a show on that at some point, because obviously with anything, it's a bit like Formula One tracks, race tracks, all those kind of surfaces that are prone to exposure. You know, like anything really. I mean, you see sections of the M25 are concrete, but of course they can crack in winter because the moisture gets into them. It becomes ice. It expands it and contracts and will crack it or get into the material and cause it to crack. And of course, with asphalt as well, you have to build in certain elastic materials to allow it to expand and contract with the different climatic conditions. That's the way I see it. Cessna from Newquay to Heathrow still inbound apparently. He's at 1,600 feet. Thanks Harsh for the info. Really appreciate that, my friend. William Harvey saying you can trim manually using the trim switch on the yoke of a Boeing. Oh yes, I've seen that before. Trim switch on the yoke. Yeah, some pilots I've heard do like to utilise that, whereas others prefer to use auto land. Something coming out, taxiing down Sierra. Oh, that's the Aeroflot. Yeah, Aeroflot 777. There he is. Michael, C182, 11 minutes out. Dick Dastardly, missing those wet, windy landings. Oh, they'll come, mate. Don't you worry about it. They'll come. They'll be back. I'll get you Penelope Pit Stop if it's the last thing I do. Hi-oh, hi-oh. Howdy folks, Darren Smith. Fishing and watching Big Jet TV, interesting. It's an interesting combination. Triple 7 Great Plains, Big T. Yeah, we love the trip. Swiss 340, 18 minutes out, MJB 2608, thank you. Kenneth Story, Sun Garden Beer and Big Jet TV, ex-RAF firefighter. Wow, thank you Kenneth, hope you're doing well. doing some more stuff, hopefully some RAF stuff next week, folks, if you're into it. Ting Tong John is in the house. Ting Tong John. Solaris. Yes, I know, Solaris, but you know, these guys have got to do a job. They've got to go to work, so we can't get too upset with them, of course. Jazzy John, wee fishing. Is he wee fishing? Jerry, do you have a favourite show from this year? Well, that's an interesting one, that, Daniel. Well, we've been to Chicago, we've been to Los Angeles, we've been to San Francisco, meeting so many great people on the way as well, and it is always great to meet them. All these great people that I get to meet, so fortunate, especially when I was in San Fran as well. Just wonderful times, to be honest with you, and sharing all of that with you guys on the show. It's more a case of your favourite shows, folks, but you know, there are so many of them. It's very difficult to choose, I've got to be honest. Very difficult to choose. FedEx 777 coming straight at you, 39,000 feet. That Gary coming in from the west. Storm Kiara, yeah. I mean, that was just insane, man. Insane amount of go-arounds on Storm Kiara. Getting battered by the rain and the wind shows my commitment to you folks. That's what it's all about. Is you know, can't weed it out when situations like that arise, folks. You can't be like, you know, I can't be bothered to get out of bed, or I can't be bothered to go out there. Sorry, I had too much to drink last night, or whatever it is excuse people make. I'm just a battler, folks. I'm just a battler. Wow, so something big turning from the north for approach. What's that there? Oh, there it is. Looks like a triple. Is that Eva Air? I think that's Eva Air. Yeah. There we go. Certain angles that you can pick out triples from. Battle of Tarpley Towers continues, Keith. I was saying. Cessna from Newquay, 6 minutes away to your left. Thank you, JB. Appreciate that. Gary McIntosh, Aeroflot 777 on its way out, and this is it right now. Russian Aeroflot 777 300. Let's hope she's long and heavy, folks. Far from it. She's light. Short and light, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Hund Matt, good afternoon to you, Hund. Is this Turkish? I think this is Turkish, isn't it? Yeah. Freighter already pushing back, look. Who's that? Who's that? Is that the Saudi triple? Is that the Saudi triple taxiing out? Who's that? Go on. Who's that? Where's the mousey? Eva Air 777. Got a freight division as well. Eva Air, of course. Big Madge is in the house. Big Madge. Welcome, Madge. Good to have you with us. Well, actually, Madge has upgraded membership to first class already with us. Coming a long way down the runway, this Eva triple. You can keep coming as long as you like, love. Still coming. Going to go to the last exit, I think she is. Indeed she is. Here we go. Static. Welcome, Static. Static chaos. Static chaos. Welcome, first class, Static. So GP. Chris Burkett. Oh, Chris Burkett asking how to donate. Chris, we've just turned off the super chat just for now. Because it kind of got a little bit crazy last time we had it on, so we may turn it on another time, but that's how, and thank you so much. But to be honest with you, Chris, it was Chris, yeah? Oh, mate, thank you so much, Chris. Oh, what a lovely thing to say, man. And of course, that is reflected across the board with a lot of people, with so many people. But honestly, folks, your $4.99 or however much it might be, 99p, $1.99, $4.99, or even our wonderful Superclass members, of course, we really appreciate it. Chris, I would suggest that if that was the case, then just head to Superclass. But and that's something that you can dip in and out of however often you want, really, to be honest with you. That's the beauty of it. You know, you're not stuck to any contractual obligation or anything like that. It's down to you how long you stay, and you know, you can upgrade or downgrade your membership whichever way you want to. It's up to you. But thank you so much. Barry Quinlan is the latest member, first class member on Big Jet TV. Let me just see if I can find that one from Chris. Chris Burkett, is it? Oh, that's great. It says, I appreciate that, Big Jet TV, but you guys help a lot of people, and I'm one of them. Well, that's something that we hear a lot of, to be honest with you, Chris, and thank you so much. Static Chaos is in the house. Chris, just let me see if I can find the original message. I'm scrolling. Okay, just a bit above it. Okay. Chris Burkett, Jerry, how can I donate? He's asking, Chris. Well, I've just answered that, and thank you so much for your kind offer. I really appreciate it. The amount of work you and Ginny do is outrageous. I feel you deserve more credit for what you do. Thank you so much for what you've done over these hard times. Well, to be honest with you, Chris, just having words like that really, you know, those kind of words and that kind of support, it fuels us. That's what we really appreciate. And of course, your subscriptions. That's interesting. Gear staying down. Oh, there we go. That was quite a late gear. That's Saudi, isn't it? Yeah. See the wing flexing, man. That's great. Where's the Swiss 340 GP? Oh, okay, fantastic. So our little Cessna 172 or 162 or whatever it might have been is, I think he might have got lost. Scott Topley we do enjoy these evening shows. Yeah, I mean, really, to be honest with you folks, in the summer months or the long nights, the long days of London Heathrow, we've just got to take the opportunity whenever we can to get out here. And you know, it's not our normal remit to come out as often as we do, but I know that there's still so many folks out there who are struggling to cope with the current situation. So it's the least that we can do in terms of just bring you some enjoyment, and of course an opportunity to hang out with all the other great members that we have here on Big Jet TV. Such a wonderful, close-knit community. Is this the finish? I think this is the finish. What's that? That's the so that's the Qatar freighter coming out of Sierra. Brandon Baker, I'm autistic, and your shows just keep me calm and quiet. And I love that. I love everything you do for us all. Well, that's basically you're talking on behalf of a lot of people there, Brandon, and it does humble me. It just makes me so humble to know that. Chris saying, Gillian Jerry, that's something I noticed about this channel. It's more into doing things for its members and trying to make, rather than trying to make money everywhere. This is the only channel that really cares about members. Well, that's what it's all about. Thank you so much, Chris. Indeed, that's what it's all about. It's not about the money, man. I've had businesses in the past. I've earned decent money. I've been employed and earned lots of money in terms of back in the days. I ploughed a load of money into this business. It's not about the money. It's more about the entertainment value and what, you know, that I'm quite an excitable bloke, as you probably can. And I just like to extend that excitement. Wow, look at that. Is he going to fly through it? Is he going to fly through it? Nearly. Okay, not yet. Let me just see what that was. She's very, very fadey, but this is a beautiful bank shot I can get, hopefully. Where's she at? I've lost her. Difficult to pick her out. Here she comes now. Whoa, easy. Don't want to miss this. That's what we've come for. Look at this, folks. Last time we saw a 343, that will be Air Belgium, isn't it? Or is it Sri Lanka? Or is it? No, Air Mauritius. Wow, look at that. Roll it all the way out, please. Running the CFM 56 engines with the clamshell reverse, as you can see. See, they're closed now. There we go. Going long. She's coming all the way down here. I don't think we've ever seen a Swiss 343 at London Heathrow, put it that way. Unfortunately, due to the sun, we're not going to get a great shot at look at her livery. I don't know. It's alright, can you see that? I don't know, because I'm just looking on a tiny monitor. You got it? Yeah? I've seen the Swiss triple in here before, haven't we? Seen the Swiss triple in here before. but not their 343 from as far as I know. Paul Skilling, thank you, sir. Cargo Air, what is it? Martin Dukes, welcome to first class. I've got him. He's, I can see him. I've got him. That's him there, isn't it? Is it? Ah, okay. Well, we'll wait for that because we've got something coming out. So now, just a quick question. What was that? Oh yeah, it's Condor earlier. That Condor moment. I have to say, I don't like. I'm not a big fan of smoking fags and all that sort of stuff. Cigarettes, of course, if you're from America. But I love the smell. Of a freshly lit cigarette. Other than that, that's it. It can sod off as far as I'm concerned. Just that freshly lit moment. However, a cigar, I do like the smell of a cigar. I don't know why, but I just when I was up at Lakenheath the other day, there was a fella standing next to me. That fella that I was talking to, very knowledgeable, as so many of these guys are. He was smoking a Panatella or something like that. Oh, lovely, lovely. Pipe tobacco as well, yes, of course. Martin Dukes, welcome, my friend. 744, 747, 400, Atlanta to Istanbul. Wow, how about that? Apparently it's got a great lime green tail, so we'll wait for him to cross over the top of us. Oh, that was a cool shot. You see that? Oh, 330 on the taxi. What, inbound or what? Oh, this is the Cafe 350 going out now. Blimey. Where did he sneak in from? Oh, we love big jets, man. We love big jets. There's your China Eastern 777-300. Is that? Yes, it is. Jerry, how will airline companies, airports deal with social distancing when they open back up around 15th of June? Your thoughts? Yeah, well, we've discussed this quite extensively, Andrew Watts. But basically, it's a bit like everyone is adapting now. I've just went into Boots earlier on, into the supermarket, where basically, you know, they're only allowing WH Smith's went in to post some stuff to our American viewers for their merchandise, and only 20 people allowed in there at any one time. Social distancing, and they're basically creating one-way systems now in shops. So. Going to be a difficult thing to do in somewhere like an airport, of course, or in like a football stadium, for example. Perhaps they will have to have one-way systems integrated, you know, it's a difficult one. It's a bit of a maze, really, when it comes to it. So it's all down to, you know, how they structure it. Personally, like Manchester. And this is my own personal view, folks. If you disagree with it, I can completely understand if you're against it. But I personally think you're doing a lot of good by creating a policy in your airport of people wearing PPE, wearing a face mask. I just think it's better. You know, I think that yeah. So let's not get into that debate. But in terms of policing it and how it's going to work, it will be interesting to know how the airports are going to cope with it. And like Dan Air is saying there, yes, indeed, social distancing on a flight is nigh on impossible, other than obviously what people are discussing, and that is for there to be an empty middle seat. If you're on the left or on the right, for instance, if there's a row of three, you know, difficult really, because obviously then, you know, airlines will be, their capacity will still be massively down, and, you know, right now they're hemorrhaging money, because they've still got to pay for these aircraft. They've still got these costs that they have to pay every month, you know. She is. Hold on a second. Let's get that lime green tail if we can get it. Somebody asking for that specially. Can you see it? You just about see it? Radical, man. Okay, here we go. Hold it right there, Shim Shim. Nicely done, Jerry Air Boss. Chris Plain Mad, beautiful shot. Jeffrey David, she's a beauty, seeing off this blue. Just going out to photograph the moon. Gaz Grill, nice camera work. Thank you very much indeed. We have a half moon. Looks like just almost a bang-on half moon. Jerry, try a shot of the moon with your new camera, Simon Corbett. Well, we'll get her. We'll get her. We'll definitely get her. Oh, look, that's interesting. Little Neo being possibly put into service for a flight, or just being taken for a walk. Let's just get them there, shall we? If I can. Struggling at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to focus on it. See, that's the trouble. It's tricky. It's tricky, man. When you. Yeah. No. Hold on a second. Did I? There she is, I've got it. Here we go, 337,000 miles in 10 seconds. Or however many thousands of miles it is. Bosh. Look at that impact crater, man. Now, if I left it, it does look like Death Star, doesn't it? If I left it on that, like that, locked out, that would move. Do you know what I mean? Because of the rotation of the Earth. We would move, and it would stay where it is, I think. stargazing and you're looking at planets. That's the Air China. I think, yeah. What's that? Say that again. Oh, you're kidding, man. No, man. Oh, that's a shame, man. Oh, that's not good. Hearing Williams Formula One team up for sale, folks. Oh, what a shame. Well, that sounds interesting. Yeah. Wow. On Monday, yeah? Oh, well, let's... should we welcome them back to... Well, mind you, we had a Delta 767 near the other week, didn't we? No, that was last week. Last week from the Renaissance. She was parked up on the right-hand side, remote stand. Well, I tell you what, that will be one of the main struggles for Formula One, will be being able to maintain their sponsorship. You know, I mean, the only team out there that really does support itself, really, is Ferrari. But even they have long-standing relationships with, believe it or not, I think they still have a very strong relationship with, even though it's not common knowledge. But what's the famous, the big cigarette company? Something and More or something like that. Or I think even though they're no, not Vincent and Hedges. It was the Marlboro. It was Marlboro. It was basically the people that make Marlboro. If you remember back in the days, they had very strong sponsorship with, of course, like Williams had Rothmans and so on and so forth. JPS Lotus, remember the JPS Lotus, and all those bits and bobs. But yeah. Two aircraft on runway. Fantastic. Of course, first time in my life, I invested in a George Foreman grill the other day, but the only problem is that Jilly calls it a George Formby, so I can't help but keep that flipping song in my head. When I'm cleaning windows, it just is not good, really. I need to maybe what I need to do is take a bit of, paint over the George Foreman logo on the top of it, or to do something. Just like, look at this 3 aircraft on the runway, mate. Wow, look at that. at it. Oh, look, it's Alitalia's 330 back in town. A350 inbound, Thai Airways, Ron de Jager. Thanks, Ron. 3 on runway. That was just nuts, mate. I think that Cessna's definitely got lost in it. So that's a intersecting departure for whatever that is at the front. Rocket Ron Haslam on the JPS Norton. Wow, now you're talking. Oh, that's the Qatar triple, is it? What's that behind him? Sitting behind him. Oh, that's the Cargo Jet 76, is it? And we also have a bird over the runway. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, and he's obviously now he's rolling. Here we go. Here goes Qatar now. So this could be a long run out. No, definitely not. Oh, now I've got someone here. Not good. I know. When I'm cooking burgers, or whatever it is. Listen to that. Wow, look at that turn, man. Cargo jet rolling, folks. Sorry, guys. Got to come back for this old Smoky Joe. It's quite low as well. Quite long. Engines, man, flat out. It's like they're Pratt & Whitney's or what, but look at that livery, man. Look at that livery. That's retro, that is. Yeah! Yeah! Do what, sorry? What? He did what? Yeah, that's as far as I know, yeah. Okay, have we got, has she had some kind of an email or something, or? So, okay, well, Kathy Collis telling us that she's flying out of London, Gatwick, in November on British Airways. We were under the impression that British Airways had pulled out of Gatwick. Georgie will see the cargo jet. And Scott loving it. Steve Knoxburn. I like George Formby, but I also like George Formby, but who's the best? There's only one way to find out! Cargojet livery does what it says on the tin. Scott Tarpley, indeed it does. Good evening, Justin Goddard. Justin, we are on our way out, my friend. It's a shame that you've joined us when you have. This is the end of the show for today, that is. More tomorrow to come tomorrow, which is just insane because we just don't seem to stop at the moment. I should just sling a mattress in the back of the van, shouldn't I? When they're on Southern Runway Ops. I'm sure the horses will keep flipping entertained today. Do look beautiful when they're going out in this blue sky. Such a great contrast. Great to see the liveries, man. You can really check, really see the liveries when with that beautiful blue background. What's that? Ooh, what? No. You're just saying that to keep me here, aren't you? Hey? I don't really know. Oh, Nick Grattan, I will try reporting from Cape Canaveral tomorrow. Yeah. Air Canada 787, Asiana 350. Harrison, I believe that is. Thanks for the amazing show today. We love you, Jerry and Jilly. Daniel Hill. Daniel Hill. No, BA haven't pulled out of London Gatwick, and I believe there aren't actual plans to. London City, however, is at risk. Wow, that's pretty crazy. We are hearing, folks, that apparently the A343 Swiss is on radar. Tuning in, Gary Crowson, tuning in from Stansted. Amanda. Well, I doubt they would have turned the APU off, to be honest with you, if that's a quick turnaround. But even so, no. Truck. Huh? Can't see enough. I can't see enough. There's too much infrastructure. What about our man airside? Can you give us some technical info? Okay, Kathy Collis has been told by my online travel agent that BA is flying in and out of London Gatwick. Well, I did see an aerial view of London Gatwick yesterday on a news report, and there were a lot of BA 777s parked up literally all the way around the North Terminal. So I'm thinking that that was crazy. We heard about that. That was reported way early into the early days of the CV-19 crisis. Paul Skilling saying the A330 is on radar. The Swiss A330 is on radar. Did she ever go off radar? That's the question. And Liam Gellett saying, indeed, if BA were pulling out of London Gatwick, why would they be repositioning 777-200s there? So that's great news, I have to say. That's great news to hear that. Justin Goddard, stay, Jerry. Daniel Palmer in August is no longer operational from London Gatwick. Mark Cox saying, Jazzy John, Andy, Scott McLeod, Air Fungus. Scott McLeod, good evening to you. William Harvey, Swiss 343 on radar. Keep an eye out for that, just for another 10 minutes. Tony Hall going to Heathrow tomorrow for a bit of plane spotting. Was watching from Windsor Great Park in the beautiful sunshine. Justin Goddard. What's that, GP? Okay. Simon Corbett saying, Simon Corbett saying, cheers for the moonshot, Jerry. Was it Simon who asked for it in the first place? And that's always a pleasure to bring you that sort of stuff, folks. Mark Willis misses the spool-ups from Manchester. Yes, Mark, we all do, and according to what we're hearing, that the Southern Runway is out of operation for the foreseeable future, so we won't be seeing any of that for the time being. However, apparently Bulldog telling us that the departure's 6:55. Wow. Kelvin Grant, the cargo jet, has just flown over mine at 10,000 feet and climbing in Ash, Jerry. Thank you very much for that. Amanda Clyson Rover saying A350 1000 flight level 40 from Israel in 30 minutes. Yeah, probably going to be gone by then, but hey, let's just wait for this A340 Swiss, because that could probably take, we've got another 10 minutes before it goes out. We've got another 10-minute taxi at 20 minutes. Kid Cornell, Jerry and Jilly, you never let us down. Never. Well, it's what we try to do, folks. If we say we're going to be somewhere at a certain time, we'll do it. That's what it's. I must be honest with you, folks. I'm a hard worker, and I've always, if I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time to meet somebody, I'm always early. Generally, I'm always early. Very rarely am I late. The only thing that will make me late will be, some kind of technical issue or whatever it might be. But for me personally, and Jilly as well, right behind you, folks. Right behind you. Cargo jet. There we go. MJB 2608, yes, Swiss is on radar in China, 3:30 on its way in. Got something travelling towards me, looks like it's just over Reading at the moment. When I saw Gatwick, I thought it was just EasyJet planes flying out of Gatwick at the moment. Tony Hall, yes, I think that's the only activity per se that they have, maybe the odd Ryanair, but other than that, I think that's it. Jeff Bundy, BA Triple, went from Heathrow to Gatwick early this afternoon. Steve Bradbury changed their mind about London Gatwick 2 weeks ago. Oh, there we go, Steve, thank you. So 2 weeks ago that was that news broke, but shame we didn't know anything about it. Loopy telling us that Swiss 340 300, I think it is. It's a 300, not a 600 Loopy, but it says it's going to Zurich, but no time. Bulldog telling us that it's around about at 55, so in 10 minutes apparently. What's that? Say that again. Steve Grenter, sorry, BA380 on taxi. I think that might be a 380 that's being positioned, Steve. That'd be great if it was. Great action for Heathrow again, Angela Cooper. Thank you very much indeed. Liam getting 3 777-200s have repositioned to Gatwick from Heathrow this week. One today, 2 yesterday. All GV registrations. So that will possibly be. They took them out of Gatwick and now they're taking them back there again. So I'd imagine that's what that might be. Oh. Now Mike's saying maybe delayed till 7:20. 7:20. The Swiss 340. Thank you, Mark Farron. Mark Cox saying strangely that Yesterday, TUI cancelled my holiday as BA not operational this side of September. Things to do, you know. Just have a, yeah. And Mikey D. Good to see you, Mikey D. Finish off a great week of shows, not doing anything for my work at home productivity. Thanks, Jerry and Jilly. Good to see you, Mikey D. Michaela, BA 777-200, taxing for departure to Hong Kong. What is that? Is that Mia? Is that SAS? No, BA, sorry. Jet ski Matty jumped 300 miles today sorting our car out. Wow. Well, at least it wasn't to get your eyes tested. Why, you little... Oh, God, they're back. Yes? Ian Austin, good evening. Scott Cowell also confirming apparently that Swiss 340 is delayed to 720 indeed. Hamid Bayat, good afternoon to you. Photos Zot, Sud Aviation Caravel. Wow, yeah. What a great aircraft that was, the Caravel. Remember that? Air China 330, 2 minutes out. This is the one coming in now. Mark Farron talking about the Block Hotel runway suite. Yes, what a fantastic view that is. Hoping to do something with the Block Hotel in the coming months, folks. We had something planned, but it's sort of like, you know, got well, put back, as have so many plans with us on Big Jet TV, but we can get those plans back moving again. All Nippon 777-200. I thought it was their 300 actually that the All Nippon were bringing in today. Scott Cow. Gotcha, Michael. Looks like he's got the Trent 7 engine with the clamshells. Thai 350 in 19 minutes. Well, reverse a flower, Amanda saying. Yeah, I like that. Reverse a flower. The petals. Got petal reversers. Like that, Amanda. That's pretty cool, actually. New, different. I still think quote of the week's got to be Queen of the Pies, isn't it? This is long. Yeah, he's fast. Rolls Royce. So what's the deal then? What are we going to do tomorrow then with regards to this condor, the condor moment? What are we going to do about that then? Wake up early and see if it's on radar. Is this the ATR coming out? Wow, look how quick he's gone up. Bloody hell. It's like flipping back to the Isle of Man, I'm guessing. Right, so it's not coming from Frankfurt then. I thought it might be coming from Frankfurt. It's coming from Kazakhstan. Wow. second, okay? Okay. Right. Right. Steve Goodsell has 750 stars. Thank you. Katrina Ina's in the house. Hello, Katrina. Andrew Strain, good afternoon to you. Emma Funnel. Chris Pym, hope you are well, and thank you for tuning in. Wesley Pierre, when you're hand flying the aircraft, you'll want to trim it out to ease the workload. Okay, interesting. Charles Tomlinson, that was not on Plane Finder. Interesting. Thank you for that. Nancy Dunn Saucier. Interesting. That was not on Plane Finder. That are you talking about that? Well, that tiddly little VA City flyer it's showing as. That's interesting. It's got a British Airways livery on it on Plane Finder, showing as Golf Lima Mike Romeo Alpha BA City flyer ATR 42. Doesn't say Logan Air on it. Heading out to the Isle of Man, 6,500 feet, 138 knots. But yeah, interesting. So yeah, I'm also seeing Swiss International Airlines. She is on radar. Indeed, she is. Something banking in at the moment. Just see a glint of light off of its wings. Not sure what that is. I'm sure I can find out very quickly. That's the Thai 350 with an Aer Lingus A321 right behind him. So let's keep an eye on this. All Nippon 777. So Charles, yeah, I saw that. I saw you. I saw that ATR on Plane Finder, but it was under British Airways. Interesting to see. I don't know if you can see that, but steps. You can't see what I. Can you see what I see? The steps are. Yeah, the rear steps are up on that Swiss 343. Go long for us. Go long for us. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Come on. Come on. Don't worry about the truck. It's all right. Don't worry about the truck. Here she comes. This is long. This is long. Yeah. Wow, look how steep she's going out, man. Beautiful, man. I don't know if that was their young aircraft or what, but yeah. So Guy Martin, BA 350 on its way in. Thank you, Michaela Marshall. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? Does just. Charles Thomason's got it. Keeping an eye on those steps. Charles Thomason has got. No need to apologise, sir. Chris Payne, mad. Awesome shot of a banking. Love that banking shot. Mark Willis, that looks the nuts. Indeed it does. Loopy's, where's the A350? Inbound, this is the Thai 350 on its way in now. Yeah, it's great. It's just great to bring you this stuff, guys. Just so privileged to bring it to you. So honoured as well to hear like the wows and the yeah, that was amazing, all that kind of. It's great, isn't it? What is interesting is that the Swiss 343, the rear steps are there, but the door's not open. So I don't know quite what that's all about. Yeah, that was quite a smoky touchdown, man. People to? Where are they? Sound like they're at your window, below the window. Blimey. Oh man, you should just put a speaker on. Just Yeah, 747 Slammer. Wasn't that the Cathay Pacific 747 Slammer that we had last weekend? Lee Averson saying that, hoping that Ty will pull through, along with everybody else as well, of course, it has to be said. The longer the travel restrictions are in place, folks, the more it's hurting these airlines, of course. You know, they need revenue, they need bums on seats, they need revenue. It's all well and good carrying belly freight and so on and so forth, but they need revenue. Valerie D, good afternoon. Just got here in time, Valerie. Stephen Billings, thank you. Andy, this BA 777 is my last for today. Well, I'll be honest with you, folks. By the looks of things, at the moment, this that 343 ain't going anywhere at the moment. She's got the steps up at the back. Just have to see. Come on, girl. Give us a nice low pass, nice and loud. Rolls-Royce Trent 800s. Oh no, this is a 300. This is a 300, isn't it? This is a 300, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 300. Right, ladies and gents, I'm gonna call it, folks. I'm gonna call it. Thank you so much for your company. Has to be said, more than anything else. Oh, blimey, let's try it around the other way, shall we? Hey, there you are. Hey. Yeah, guys, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. This Swiss Air at Gate 2 isn't still going out at 18:55. Okay, so it looks like that's not. That's 15 minutes ago, and at the moment the rear steps are still up there, folks. So, but we've got her coming in. I think that was pretty decent. I think it would be great to get her going out, of course, wouldn't it, eh? Wouldn't it be great to get her going out? Yeah, but we've had a good fair share of 350s today, has to be said. And of course we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow, folks. We'll keep an eye on that Condor 767, of course. Joe Perkins, mind them ponies on the way out. Indeed, Brian Stubbles, Tony O'Reilly, not Blimey O'Reilly, Tony O'Reilly, Josh Wushy 04, thanks for the great show. Scott Tarpley, Amanda, Cluis Sonova, got 350, 1,000 in 4 minutes. I've got him just here. Maybe we'll catch that one right at the end, folks, just to give you something. David Story, thank you very much indeed. A350, 1,000 coming. Mr. Righty, thank you. Jerry and Julie, Brian Stubbles, Justin Goddard, Jazzy John, Stephen Billings, Mark Willis, took bloody hours, TCC, Dora Gerber, thank you very much indeed. Charles Tomlinson, Michaela Marshall, Yvonne Heelan, Nancy Dunsos, Kimberly Bond, Guy Martin, of course, thank you very much indeed to all of you folks for tuning in. Keith Mitchell from the Holiday Show, Keith Mitchell more. And all you guys, Katrina, Ina, of course, Andrew Strain, Emma Funnell, Chris Pym, Wesley Pielli, and Katrina Ina just sending 50 stars right there at the end. Thank you very much indeed. Don't forget tomorrow, folks, it is the quiz tomorrow, most definitely. That's guaranteed. We're also looking at possibly covering the SpaceX launch with all you folks joining in together. We'll just see what we can do and how we get on. And again, it will be a members only chat if we do that. Diesel 1313, great show. Mark Willis, Loopy's Aviation, thank you. MJB 2608, good night all. Emily Hayes, Chris Roscoe, P. Coltrane, Simon Harding, Rona De Jager. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Indeed, folks. We will see what we can do about getting this 350 as our last movement of the day, and then we got to shoot off home, grab some dinner, and get ready for tomorrow. Oh dear, brilliant, man. Love it. Love it. Yes. Here we go. A350, 1000. This is Charlie. Help, Charlie. So this is the third 350 in the fleet delivered to London Heathrow. One that we may well have seen in Toulouse before she was delivered. Of course, and it is, of course, Scotty Bateman's company car from time to time. Hello! Scott Bateman, of course, getting involved in the quiz with British Airways, along with Captain Dave. Okay, we're hearing that Swiss just got its departure clearance, folks. Still got the steps. Yeah. What's that? Ah, okay. Steps are still there. Let's just move this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this. Let's see. Move the sticks back a little bit so you can actually see what I'm talking about. when I'm cleaning windows. Let me just show you what I'm talking about, folks. Doobie-doobie-doo. Hold on a minute. No, they're still there. Yeah, they're still there, look. See the steps there? Running up to the back of aircraft. I can't see if doors are open. Yeah, and if I move to my left, the tree's in the way. I just need another flipping... I could just get just a little bit of the... just to the right. There you go. Look, see what I mean? Can you see the top of the steps? And the door is closed. Now, you know, I remember going out of Heathrow on the BA 350, and I remember we were sitting there for ages. It was like, why are we waiting so long? And the captain came on the radio, or first officer, whoever. He said, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some, we appear to have some vehicles parked behind us. They just left some of the loading equipment behind the aircraft, which resulted in, and they were just like, oh, we're waiting for someone. We just called them up to get someone to come out and take them away. And it took like 20 minutes before someone came. So it may be that, you know, they've requested those steps, possibly forgotten about it, or someone had just driven them up to it, expecting them to need it, and they've just left it there. So they've got to get someone out there to go and, I don't know. But it's at this rate, it's going to get up towards 8 o'clock, and I've got to, you know, We'll see how we get on. See how we get on. Right. Let's just see how we get on. Because it is a pretty rare bird in London Heathrow. It has to be said. Wow, look at that. Didn't even see that coming out, that Japan Airlines 78. Never saw that. I'm sure somebody told us. But surely for the sake of, well, it's 7:20 now, so that should be moving, shouldn't it? Steps are still there, mate. Jack the GM, thank you very much indeed. Jack the G4 M3R. Oh, Jack the gamer. You see? See, I worked that one out. Jack, thank you very much indeed. Architect Ron de Jager. Fantastic way to begin Friday evening. Friday evening architect, I'm thinking. Ron de Jager, Tracy Hunt, Chris Roscoe, Pico Chain, Simon Harding, good day to you. Big Jet saves me from spending all my money online shopping. Miles High, brilliant, mate. Jerry Angeli, you are unrivaled. Simon Harding saying thank you very much indeed. Unravelled, more like. Emily Hayes, great show as always. MJB 2609, good night all. Have a great evening. If you're still here, folks, hang around for a little bit. Hundreds and hundreds of comments. A cracking shot, the Japan Airlines, coming from Mr. Righty. Andy, yes, time to shoot. I'll rewind if I miss it. Ciao, fellas. See ya, Andy. Take care, all the best. Mr. Righty 71. 21 left photography. Good evening to you, Noel Fitzgerald. Awesome show. Thank you, Noel. Dave Roberts, Thunderbolt Dragon.